Okay, so we are going to do a home workout today. It's going to be a mix of dumbbells and body weight, like literally just because that's personal preference. So the ones that I want to do body weight versions of, I will add them in. I do have a couple of mixed dumbbells, so it makes it easier for me to kind of go between upper and lower body exercises and make the lower body exercises a bit harder because I have a heavier dumbbell. So the lighter ones then I would use for upper body. So first things first, I'm going to start my watch. There's Rolf. Always warm up. So even if it's just a really simple basic warm up, I'm going to show you like my go-to that only takes a couple of minutes, and then you can go straight into it. And I'm just going to talk you through it as we do it. So if you want to follow along, this is your chance to go get your mat out, grab your dumbbells, and follow along with me. So one of my favorite warm-ups to do would be to do an inchworm. So that would be where you break at the hips, walk out, so you're getting a stretch in your hamstrings. You can walk all the way out to here and back in. Now, you can do, let's say 5 of those and then mix it up. I'm going to add to it and make it a bit of a complex. So I'm going to reach, I'm going to rotate, I'm going to switch legs. Hey, Ralph. And then I'm going to walk back in. So I'm basically just trying to speed up my warm-up. Okay, so I'm going to walk out, core is engaged, reach, rotate, and then walk back in. Trying to keep the legs straight because that's where you're going to get that stretch in the hamstrings. Especially because you're doing a full body workout, you want to be making sure that you're getting a little bit of legs and arms into your warm-up. I'm just going to go for 2 more of these, and then I'm going to go straight into it. Because it's body weight and because it's dumbbell, it's not too heavy, and you'll pretty much get warmed up as you go. But you shouldn't go in completely cold. Now, the heart rate is coming up a little bit now. So what you want to be doing here is obviously how the build your own workouts and the programs, pre-programmed workouts work is that they have a power exercise at the start and they have a conditioning exercise at the end. Then there's like 7 categories in between that. I don't really care how you mix up the in-between exercises, but the first one and the last one should stay in that order. So I want you to start with the power exercise, out of breath, and I want you to finish with a conditioning exercise. That's just the way I've kind of started and finished the workouts. In between, we can mix it up, which I will today. Power exercise, this is something that's done for no more than 8 reps, ideally around 6, and it's that we're trying to get like as much power and intent through the exercise as possible, and then you rest completely. So we're just going to do that one on its own. I'm going to choose dumbbell jumping squats. So you can either do these body weight, you can use 1 dumbbell, you can use 2, and basically what we're trying to do is get as much height as we can in the squat jump and then land nice and soft. Okay, so it's going to be a big deep breath in and land nice and soft. Two more. That's it. And rest. With this one, you kind of take your rest. There's no like set rest periods. In general, you kind of can give yourself around 60-second mark. If you feel like you need more, take it. Absolutely take it. With these ones, you do want to give yourself the 60 seconds because the whole idea of these is to really like get your neural system working, and that is basically just like getting as much power through those muscles as possible. So it's like the other options would be, you know, box jumps, or you can do pogo jumps, and it's to try to get our central nervous system really active. So it requires more than just your muscles doing, you know, repetitions. That's why you need the recovery as well, because when you're activating your central nervous system, that needs recovery time. Whereas you might not feel your muscles necessarily be tired, if that makes sense. But they still need the recovery. So I'm going to give it another about 20 seconds. You'll know yourself with your heart rate. Let it like come back down a little bit. Let your breath come back, and then be fresh, ready to go for the next set. With these, we're going to do 3 sets, And then with the next portion of the workout, I'm going to superset. So I'm going to save time. So I'm going to do a lower body exercise with something else, let's say. Okay, so back in. I'll show you from front on now. So I'm having just a round, slightly wider than shoulder width. Big deep breath in. And land nice and soft. And rest. So these are, they're not that hard of an exercise, but they take a lot out of you when you do them properly. So that's why I want you to really focus on your breathing, how you're doing them, how much effort you're putting into them, and the important part in that one is how you're landing as well. So a little rest. So with this, I'm just taking you through this as a way that I am doing this in place of a gym session. So instead of me going to the gym today, I'm just going to do a home workout. So I'm going to push myself to the intensity that I can with the equipment that I have available to me. So I'm going to be pushing towards, 7, 8 out of 10 difficulty in each exercise. Doesn't matter what weights I have available. Doesn't matter if it's body weight. Doesn't matter if it's 2 kilo dumbbells. I will be using that intensity. Does this feel like an 8 out of 10? And I'll stop when it does, okay? Last set. Excuse me. Ralph is trying to go inside here. He's given up on us, I think. Okay. Deep breath in. Going for height. And done. Okay, so that is the first portion done. So that is your power section out of the way. So now you'll notice in your workout builder, you choose one from each section. You've got your squat, your hinge, your lunge, your upper body push, pull, then you have your core and your carry-ish. So they're the 7 that we're going to be working with. From those, I'm going to couple each lower body exercise with one of the other ones. So I'm going to do a lower body exercise. So let's say we start with a squat. I'm going to do a squat version and I'm going to couple it with an upper body push. Then I'm going to do the hinge version and I'm going to couple it with the pull. And then I'm going to do the lunge version and I'm going to couple that with maybe the ab or the carry, or I can put the 3 of those together. This is basically just that you're doing an upper body with a lower body exercise because one gets to rest while the other works, and then you can rest. And it's just efficient and it saves time, to be honest. You can do these whatever way you want. You can literally be like, okay, I'm going to do each one in a order and then go back through them. So you could be like, I'm going to do the squat, the hinge, the lunge, the push, the pull, the carry, the core, and then I'm going to roll back through them like that. I am going to go with 3 sets of these. So I'm going to do them in superset style for 3 sets. Okay? This all sounds maybe confusing, but just follow along if you are actually doing the workout. So I'm going to start with the squat version. I do have a heavier dumbbell, so I'm going to do goblet squat in this position. And what I'm going to do to make it a little bit harder, if you have lighter dumbbells, this is exactly what you'll do, is you'll go slow on the way down, normal on the way up, slow on the way down, normal on the way up. It saves you having to do loads of reps if you only have light dumbbells. Because like we said, we're going for 8 to 10, like 8 out of 10 difficulty. So if you've only got, let's say, 2 kilo dumbbells available to you, you're going to be squatting for ages before it feels really that intensity, okay? So let's start with the goblet squat. Not sure how many reps we're doing yet because we're going to do it by how we feel. And then I'm going to superset it with, I'm just going to do push-ups because I just want to get better at my push-ups. So I'm going to do the body weight version of the push exercise. And you can drag and drop and choose whatever you feel like between the exercises that are listed, okay? So let me get ready. Okay, so nice big deep breath in and control. and done. That'll do me for that one. So again, counting in my head the reps, but also I'm just going off of how it feels. So that means that I don't have to do the exact same amount of reps in each set. It's just going to be on how I feel. You're pushing to that 8 out of 10, okay? So we're going to go into push-ups. Guys, I hope you understand what I'm doing here. I'm getting bit by mosquitoes and I am sweating because it's about 30 odd degrees. But there's just no good time to do these workouts and get them recorded. So I'm taking one for the team here. So we're going to do push-ups now, straight away. Deep breath in. If you have to, you can do these from your knees here, hips forward, or you can do the eccentric version. Remember, this is just because I want to get better at push-ups. That feels like an 8 out of 10. That feels like an 8 out of 10. I'm going to have a little break now. So I'm going to give myself around about the minute. I'm trying to not do longer than a minute because I shouldn't need to, because my legs will be recovered enough to go back into legs, okay? So anywhere kind of from the 45 seconds up to about 90 seconds is enough. Apologies if you can hear me sipping that water. Now we've got a guest. Hello. Okay, we're 15 seconds, we're going back in. The sweat. Okay, Ralphie. Ralphie. Okay, let's go. Deep breath in. I don't know, whoever says home workouts are much easier than the gym, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'd rather back squat than do goblet squats for high reps. Whew. Okay, push-ups. Straight in, shouldn't be resting. Superset means no rest. Rest. Ralph. About a minute. We are only about not even 15 minutes in. And I'm feeling it. You can't go by my sweat because I could stand out here and I'd sweat. It's that warm. Okay. So you can see what we're doing here now. The way that I've, in my head, put this workout together is do my power at the start. Choose whichever one you want to do. It doesn't have to be the one that I did. Squats with an upper body exercise. Couple them together. I'm doing 3 rounds. No set reps. Going by how I feel. Rest in between each superset. Then I'm going to do the next ones. It's going to be the hinge with the other upper body one, which is a pull exercise. Put them together. Save time. and then I'm going to do 3 rounds of those as well. And then we'll be on to the last kind of set of exercises before the cardio. Okay, last one. And really do try to set a timer for your rest, so it just keeps you accountable, not wasting too much time. Ralph, he wants inside. Ralph, come here. Come here. It's too warm. I'm just gonna let him inside. He wants inside. Okay, on to push-ups. Oh my God, sweat. He wants inside. Okay. Now, I was being stubborn there and trying to match my reps, but it did feel a little bit hard before that, so I could have stopped. But sometimes, if you have a goal in mind with like trying to improve on something, you can push yourself that wee bit harder. Okay, so we have a rest, and then we're done with the first 2 categories, the squat and the, actually first 3, because we've done power, squat, and push. Now we're going to do hinge, pull together, and then we'll do the next grip. I can just hear that straw, so I think you can hear it too. Apologies. I'm going to grab another dumbbell here because I'm going to go a bit heavy on the RDLs, well, as heavy as I can, with the dumbbells I have. You can tell these dumbbells haven't been used. They're covered in dust. Okay, so I am doing, from the grip, I have chosen dumbbell Romanian deadlifts, and I'm coupling it with bent over row, like a standing bent over row. So that will be in this position, and I'm going to do alternating, or you can do both together like this. So that's 2 exercises I'm going to do. Both of these are actually quite hingy. So what I would say is, if you kind of feel your back sometimes, even if it's like you feel your back in Romanian deadlifts because your back is actually working, but if you're someone who notices your back in exercises, you might want to not do this as a superset. So you could do, for example, the pull exercise with a squat instead of 2 hinges or 2 pulling exercises together. This will all make sense as you go along and you kind of learn about the categories and the movement patterns. So this is a hinge exercise, the Romanian deadlifts, and then we're going to do the upper body pull. So again, same thing, nice and controlled, and slow it down on the way down, especially if your weights are lighter than what you can do, let's say in the gym. So we are going to feet about shoulder width together, or shoulder width apart, together, whichever. And then I'm going to squeeze my armpits and keep the dumbbells really close to my legs. I push my hips back and keep my knees just soft. Once I feel it in the back of my legs, I come back. So hips get pushed back. and then hips push forward. But I keep the dumbbells really close to my legs. Deep breath in. Stretch and out. And done. That's enough for that one. Also, you need to know yourself when your form is good and when you start to lose technique. That's also a point when you would stop, of course. We're going to do bent over row now. Feet can be wider for this one. You're kind of sitting into a bit more of like a quarter squat, and then you're going to roll back. Let them fall forward. Use your shoulder blades, pull back. You can go one at a time. I'm going to go together. Back to your hips. Breathe out. Whew. And rest. Oh lordy, guys, I am sweating. And I can see the mosquitoes. I can see them landing on me and biting me. Anyone have tips for mosquitoes? Pass them my way. Okay, so that's the first set done of these two. Nice and controlled. Control your breathing. Always control the eccentric, which is usually the down part. And then normal speed on the way up. That's just a way to make an exercise feel harder than it is at the weights that you have. So for example, if you're like, oh my God, this is so easy, I could do chest press for forever, slow it down. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go normal on the way up. This is how you build strength as well, is by slowing down that part of the exercise. Okay, let's go. Now, everyone's going to be different with how deep you go in Romanian deadlifts as well. Just think, as soon as you feel it in your hamstrings, usually around the knee area, it's enough. And done. Into bent over row. Okay, find your position. You can do single arm of this one. You can lean against a bench. You know that there's multiple exercises you can choose. And rest. Oh lordy. Guys, if you're following along, oh, I hope you're not just sitting watching this for the sake of it. If you're following along, hope you're not sweating as much as me. And I hope you're not as out of breath as me. No, well, that one you can be. But the sweat is a different story. Okay, we are 25 minutes in. We still have a little bit to go, but just one more set of these, And then we're into the last 3 exercises, which I'm going to couple together. Okay, last set. Ignore the hair. Okay, set up. Use your breath. Now, just a note that I'm not giving as many cues as usual because I am mid-workout as well. So this is presuming that you have gone through the exercises in the builder and listened to me explaining them properly in there. Any of them you're not sure of, that's where you want to actually learn properly. I give all the cues and stuff. Obviously, while I'm working out, I'll drop in a few cues here and there, but this is mostly for you to just have something to work alongside with. Okay, breathe out, back to the hips. Rest, rest. Okay, so we've got about a minute. Now you've got to couple the next 3 exercises together. So we've got one more leg exercise, which is the lunge variation. So we're going to do reverse lunges with the dumbbells. You can either do goblet position, hold 2, and then we're going to put together the core exercise and the carry exercise. So we'll put the 3 of those together, one after another. Saves time. Can treat it just like a little bit of a like usually these are like accessory exercises towards the end. So 3 of these together, rest, 3 rounds, and then we just have conditioning at the very end, which I will explain to you then how you can go about doing that. Okay? Okay, so we're doing reverse lunges. Choose the weights that you have available to you. Okay, feet shoulder width apart. Step straight back. Don't step back behind your other foot. Straight back. Deep breath in. And out. In as you lower, out as you go up. Lunges will never be nice. Okay, I'm going to go in with the core next, and I am going to do dead bug. So I'm going to hold the weight over my chest. I'm going to do dead bug variation. The arms are staying there. Feet, ankles are in line with my knees. Knees are in line with my hips. I'm just going to drop, breathe out. Deep breath in. And out. In, out. Keeping your lower back flat. The breathing is the most important part here. Then you can go a little bit further if your core is strong enough, but you should feel it enough even just staying here as long as your knees are above your hips at the start and the end. Do not straighten your legs like this if your core isn't strong enough. You will know if you feel it in your lower back. If you don't feel it in your core. Done. Done, done, done. And those ones you can just do to feeling as well. He's going to put on the lights for me. Those ones you can just do for feeling. You don't have to actually count. And now the third exercise is a carry. So you can do farmer's carry, suitcase carry, which is just walking around where you're keeping the dumbbell ideally away from you here. So your core has to work to stop you from leaning like this, okay? I'm actually going to do waiter's carry, overhead carry, arm extended, keep the ribs down. I'm just going to go walkies. Try not to lean too far back with your back, trying to keep your ribs down so your core is engaged. And done. Woo. Guys, anyone who does these and makes them like look nice. I'm actually just like, how can I actually post this? But anyway, it's going to get posted. Okay, little short rest, then we're going to go back in, repeat these 2 more times. I want to be done within the 40 minutes. We're on 33 minutes now, should be done. Depending on how we do the core, which I'll explain. Or the cardio at the end, sorry, not the core. Okay, ready? Let's go. Back into lunges. The end is near. Whew. Oh, lordy. Okay. Into dead bug. So these are for your deep core muscles. So you won't really feel them the same as you feel like crunches or anything like that. Let's move that out of the way. If you do one thing right in this exercise, it's learn how to breathe. Breathe in, out. And try not to pull your leg too far in when you come back up. Try to just keep it in line with the hip. I know it's hard, but the further you come in here, the easier it is on your core. Done. Into our carry. Going straight in. Okay. core engaged. Try not to lean. And done. Rest. Oh Lord. One more round. Now this is me replacing my usual gym session with a home workout. So I don't expect to be able to do it, you know, super quick. But if I was really stuck for time, what I could do is I could just reduce the sets that I'm doing by 1 and just do 2 sets of everything, pushing them to that same intensity. Or what you could do is you could just drop off the cardio at the very end. You don't need to do that every single time. It's like a nice bonus if you can get it done. That's why I said leave it at the very end. If you get it done, you get it done. The rest, if you're only working out twice a week, you do want to get them all done. So even just aiming for 2 sets. If you're stuck for time, or just like I said before, set a timer and just roll through as many of them as you can get done in the timer. Okay, back to our lunges. We're nearly there. Okay. And done. Oh God. They will get your heart rate up for sure. Let's go. You know what you're doing by now. Breathe in. Out. Oh, now that felt like a true 8 out of 10. Okay, straight in. If anyone's looking outside their balcony and they see me, I say that, but I can actually see my dog sitting on my husband's knee, looking out the window at me. So he's giving me more looks than anyone else. In case you didn't notice, you can talk to yourself to distract yourself. And done. Oh God. Okay guys, 39:55. So the main part of the exercise or the workout is done in 40 minutes. But I'm going to be good and I'm going to do my cardio finisher. But if you were stuck for time and you're like, I just have 40 minutes, you could cut off the cardio. Providing you get it done elsewhere, because you should all be doing some cardio. Also, guys, I'm looking at me, you know, trying to record this workout as the first one. And like, It's absolutely roasting. I am sweating. I look disgusting. It was bright when I started this. Now it's dark. Had to put on the lights. So like the quality here, the production could be better, but I was just thinking there, I'm like, maybe someday I'll be able to like do these in a studio for you. So if you're watching these now, maybe you'll be one of the people that look back and be like, do you remember you used to do them workouts in your garden? In a few years from now, I could be having some high quality production. We can manifest, guys. Okay, what we're gonna do is, what I'm gonna do, you're gonna follow along if you want, lighter dumbbells, the lighter version of the dumbbells that you have. I'm gonna do hang, clean, squat, press, repeat. Hang, just to here, clean, squat, press. I'm just gonna do 5 reps of that, straight away, like straight through, so 5 in a row of that movement pattern. Then I'm gonna rest for the remainder of the minute. So I'm gonna start on the minute, which is in 22 seconds. And we're just gonna do 5 of those. So it's 5 minutes, but it'll be 25 reps. So it's just nice and fast, so we'll get your heart rate up. We're going in 10 seconds. It's just gonna be hang, clean, squat, press. So be in squat position with your feet. Get ready, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hang, clean, squat, press. 1, hang, clean, squat, hang, clean, squat, press. I think that was 5. Rest. Okay. That was about 20 seconds. I think it was 5. I always lose count. But that is a good ratio there, because if we have 20 seconds of work, it means that we've got 40 seconds of rest, which is a good ratio, 1 to 2. So you'll work for 20 seconds and you get twice that amount of rest. We're doing 5 rounds of it, gets our heart rate up, gives us a little bit of cardio to finish the session. We're going in 9 seconds. I'm just going to do it back here, facing you, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hang, clean, squat, press. Hang, clean, squat, press. And take your time as well, so you can get to your clean, and then think, squat, press. Hang, clean, squat, press. Last one. And drop. 20-ish seconds. 21, 22. Okay. It's 2 out of 5 done. Seconds to go. It sounds really easy in theory. You do the first set and you're like, this is fine. And you're like, oh my God, feel this. 10 seconds. The trick with all of this is to just make it easy, but hard enough that you'll do it again. Let's go. And I meant hard-ish, but easy enough that you'll do it again. Nice. Okay, that was quicker that time. Okay, that's 3 done. Pretty sure that was 3. See, this is where I would need like to be writing it down. 2 more sets of those left. And we have 20 seconds. And remember, something is better than nothing. 10 more seconds. I think that's exactly what I'm telling myself with getting this workout done as well. I'm like, it's never going to be perfect, so I'd rather it done rather than perfect. Let's go. One more to go. Oh, now Ralph wants to come out, huh? Now he wants to come out. One last set. Okay, 10 seconds. You working out? He knows it's done. You come out when it's done. Ready? Last one. He's done. You're an AC dog. And done. Whew. 46 minutes. 46 minutes. And 26 seconds. Okay. So not bad in terms of if you're only working out twice a week and you want to like get the most out of those 2 sessions, 45 minutes, 46 minutes, and you can be done, finished. So you just have to give yourself 90 minutes across the week. That's it, 90 minutes. If you were like, okay, I would actually prefer to do like more, but less time. So let's say like, I don't know, like 25 minutes a day, but you'd rather do it over 4 days. What you could do is just split it. So you could literally just be like, okay, I'm going to do the first 4 exercises on one session, and then the next day I'm going to do the last 5 exercises, and then the next day I'm going to do the first 4 exercises of the next workout, and the next day like that. So if you're like, I'd rather do more days but less time, you could do that. And if you're like, no, I actually can only do 2 days, but I also can't do 45 minutes, that's when I say to you, do the, you know, set a timer for 20 minutes and just roll through them all. See how many rounds you get done. Or do it like we did today, but just do 2 sets of everything instead of 3. There is so many ways to do it, but like I said, done is better than perfect. Hope you enjoyed it if you joined in.